What is going on, everybody? My name's Jacob Forster. Welcome back once more to Letters from the Past. Undusted Letters from the Past. I always want to read it from top to bottom. We are, I would assume, finishing up this game. We've only got 6 more items to clean up. If you haven't seen the last episodes, make sure you go check it out. Make sure you're subscribed. The Right to Hurt. Number 11, Chapter 2. Let's go ahead and check it out. Jump straight into this satisfying little game. Also very emotional, I would say. The music box was the last present I ever received from Dad. Whenever I felt lonely, I would wind it up and talk to him as if he were right beside me. Dad, if you were still here, you would have supported me, right? Mom doesn't understand what it's like to have a dream, to have something you can't live without. All she wants to do is to fit into the mold. It's probably the only kind of life she knows. I cried for a long time, pouring out my anguish. Listening to the music box play, felt like Dad was sitting right next to me. Well, let's get this cleaned up, learn a little bit more about this family dynamic. After that day, I stopped waiting for Mom. I didn't even want her to talk to me anymore. I had nothing to say to her. So sad. Wait, what is this the steamer? Air it out, use the air blow gun. Wait, why does it get hot? Interesting. Oh, maybe it's to blow out the cone. Interesting. This is a cool little thing. Oh, it opens! Huh? Oh, it's yeah, it's just a little music box. I don't know why I thought this was full size. No, this is just a little trinket. Oh! Wind it up. Let's see, does it make any noise? Listen to the music box play. Aww. Aw, that's cute. Yeah, you can even see the little prongs getting hit and everything. I bet this would sound pretty crusty as is, though. I'm not gonna lie. Well, let's get all these little flowers. Oh, something hiding under here. Get this growth, get this mold, get this grime, get this dirt, get this dust out of here. Oh, you have to. You actually have to make it go to clean it. That's kind of fun. Alright, get in there nice and deep. Get these little clovers out of here. Just get a general dusting going. I think that's solid. Very cute. I like the fake little vinyl disc on top too. It's a cute little music box. This thing would be very cool to have. Alright. Can't forget to get the actual little wind-up key. I'm sure we're going to have to get a real deep clean on that one, too. With the toothbrush. Yeah, I wonder what the little air gun is actually meant for. If it's meant for inside the cone of this guy. Or if it's meant for something else to get cleaned. I don't know. Also, by the time I'm recording this episode, the first part has finally gone live on the channel, and I saw a lot of people were really enjoying the series so far. So thank you, as always, to everybody for checking out the videos, for watching. A lot of you really liked my little moments of my own little life stories kind of added in. I always try. I try to give little insights about my life, but I realize sometimes I just don't. Sometimes I really just stick with the commentary of the game that I'm playing. And I remember to actually give you guys a little bit of the inside scoop of what's going on in my life too. If I think of anything while cleaning these fun little doohickeys, I'll be sure to tell you. All right, I think the sponge has done its duty. It's done its job. Let's get a nice deep clean with the toothbrush. Surprisingly, the toothbrush is one of the more satisfying things to use in this game. outside of the little steamer for the plushie, the steamer was very nice. Wait, okay, so wait, does this like, oh yeah, that like really, oh man, you really have to go slow with this too. Weird. Oh gosh, it's hard to control it. All right, we're gonna stick with the toothbrush for now. I like the toothbrush. I know I'm gonna miss the smallest little detail on this thing. I can already feel it. It's tough when you have a lot of dark colors already, because the dirt really only pops up as these little discolored pixels. So you really need to look for irregularities. It's always these weird little corners too that are tough to get. Obviously that'll be a little bit easier once the box is open. But even here, like on the sides, down here in the crack. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, way down there. Oh, way over. Oh, how did I miss that? It's crazy. All right, let's get the top of it here. I'd say we're doing pretty well. I'd say I'm doing pretty well here so far. I feel like the big duster over here would be great for that interior piece, the rotating thing, because you could just keep it in one spot. And it blows away all the dust and the dirt while you're just holding down the button. I feel like that'd be a lot easier. Okay. Get all these weird little angles of the speaker that the sponge wasn't able to get. Yeah. Yeah, that's feeling good. Oh, I see a little bit right there. Okay. It's tough. All these little trinkets are getting more complex as we go. A little bit harder to reach these angles. Oh. Okay, how am I supposed to get like down here? I guess like that. Okay, see, that looks like a dirt spot, but I guess it's not. All right. Yeah, get all up in there. Get all up in there. Let's just do a full circular around the speaker system. The little amplification cone. Cool. I need to get a new record player. I've only ever owned one. And it's one of those... Oh, gosh, what is the brand? It's the brand that they sell at every normal store. I don't know how you know exactly. It's the Crosley record player, and it doesn't sound good, but it has like a combo cassette and vinyl record. It actually has a CD as well, but it doesn't have any like external speaker support, so it just doesn't sound great. Oh, it has our name on it, Adora. How cute. And I'd like to get like an actual, I can't remember what some of the nicer brand, I used to work in a guitar store, or a music store rather. And gosh, was it Audio-Technica? I think it's Audio-Technica makes some really good, which is actually the brand of all these headphones that I always am wearing. These are great headphones for monitoring specifically. And what that means is it gives you a very accurate audio picture. And I know I use the word picture when you're listening, but you know what I mean. But they're great because they don't embellish bass or add too many mids or highs. And it gives you very accurate monitoring of what you're creating. And that's really important when you're doing specifically like music recording, things like that. And so, oh, hold on. Let's get this wound up again. And you know what? Let's break out this bad boy. Yeah. Oh, we overheated it. Oh, I see some dirt down here. Get it. But yeah, almost all of this equipment that I have for recording, the mic arm, this microphone, the headphones, the computers that I use, the audio interface that I use, all of this stuff that I have for making gaming content, I actually originally purchased to do recording and to do music. And it just so happened, oh, look at all the dirt on these little screws here. It just so happened that all of this equipment worked very, very well for actually creating content online, for making YouTube videos. But Audio-Technica is really good for professional musical equipment. What am I missing here? Probably some like really small details somewhere. 99.62 is pretty close. Pretty darn close. Interesting. Let's wind this up again, just in case there's something else going on. Oh, the other side, probably. Yep. Come on. Come on. Let me clean you. Really? Interesting. The side of the disc? Huh. Oh, we move back here? No, that looks like dirt. I'm not gonna lie. Very strange. Whenever I hear a music box, it always makes me think of Yoshi's Island. That's some amazing music in that game. Huh. Okay, am I gonna have to hit tab for this bad boy? I might need to. Trying to like check every angle real quick. Just to be sure. Like that's a little dark spot, but I don't think that's actually dirt. Oh, the whole underside of this lock? Oh my gosh. Okay. I swear I already cleaned this, but I guess that's fine. It doesn't look dirty, so that's the difficult part with this. Sometimes you're just like, huh? What did you want me to do? Okay, and then I'm sure this part of it too. Oh my gosh, there's some weird little tiny areas. What? Right there? And back, oh, that's the hardest spot. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh my goodness. Mom. Dora, can we talk for a minute? I'm busy right now. I'm sorry for how I acted. Must have been tired, so I got emotional. But it was for your sake, Adora. I don't want you to suffer. Right now, things may seem fun and exciting, so you might think that the road ahead will be easy. Someday you'll understand. For now, it would be better if you focused on your studies and kept composing as a hobby. Now I get why you're saying these things. You've never had anything you've truly wanted to do, have you? All you've ever done is live by other people's standards. That's why you don't understand how serious I am, and what it's like having to have something you can't live without. If Dad were here, he would have understood me. At least he wouldn't have thrown away my tape like that. He wasn't anything like you. Some harsh words for her mother. Music box that plays after you wind it. The last gift Dad ever gave me. Interesting. I deliberately chose the words that would hurt her the most. I thought I had the right to, since she was the one who hurt me first. Mom said nothing during my verbal onslaught. Her silence only fueled my rage, so my words became harsher, crueler, more vicious. Mom quietly took my wrath. After the room fell silent, she left without a single word. Left alone, I picked up the music box and said to myself, it's okay. It was nothing compared to what she did to me. Oof. Yeah, that's tough. It's tough. It's easy. It's easy to, when you are hurt, to dish back hurt to somebody else. And the difficult thing is to return hurt with understanding, with kindness. Obviously, you can verbalize to somebody how they've hurt you and be respectful in the way that you express how you've been hurt. But obviously, dishing back the same that was given to you is not always the right choice. All right, up next, A Radiant Dream. It was a peaceful weekend afternoon. I had started to doze off after putting stickers all over Dad's camera. In my half-awake state, I could faintly make out Mom and Dad's voices as they quietly talked. I wanted to keep listening to their conversation, but before long, I fell asleep. Too sleepy. Dad used to take pictures of me and Mom whenever he could. Looks like it still might work if I charge it. I'll try turning it on after cleaning it. Okay. Nice. Nice little digicam. Very cool. Got a nice big old D-pad button. Pretty cool. Let's get all these mushies out of here. Oh, look at all the stickers. The antique low pixel. I did not expect this camera to be white. I'm not going to lie. Thought it was going to be a normal, just black camera. With all this grime. Didn't expect it to be so clean underneath. Oh man. Okay, so obviously I use a nice camera for my videos here on YouTube. Whenever I really haven't done any vlog stuff in a very long time because it's quite a lot of work. Like when I went to PAX East a couple times, I did some vlogs. I think I did a little Twitch LA vlog at some point here on my channel. I originally wanted to do vlogging stuff when I started YouTube, and I kind of was in the era of watching YouTube videos when, if you're familiar with who Casey Neistat was, he was like the king of YouTube at the time in like the mid 2010s, I guess it would be. And that's like everybody wanted to do that. And I thought that was so cool. What he was doing is just basically riding around New York City, just creating these moments of literally every single day he'd do a vlog, and me and my buddy would watch these videos. And it was the coolest thing to us. And I was like, oh, that'd be sick. And I got in this idea of like doing vlog stuff, and vlogging is a lot of work, especially if you do like high quality vlogging. And it's it's a lot of equipment, it's a lot of effort, a lot of editing, and unless you have a lifestyle that allows you to just have just a crazy epic life, essentially, just to be able to do ridiculous things, it's really tough to do it well. And this was before people like Emma Chamberlain and other more modern vloggers in the YouTube scene who really started growing an audience based off of authenticity. And I know both of these people are not necessarily in the same kind of notoriety as they once were, due to many different factors. But it was interesting to see kind of that shift of like what a vlog was and like what made vlogs interesting. And I don't know why, those are the two main people I always think of when I think of vlogging. It's Emma and Casey. Casey was like heavily produced. He was more on the cinema side. He wanted every vlog to feel like a mini movie of his life, day in his life. And then I've only ever watched like a couple videos of Emma Chamberlain when she was first starting. But what I know about her is people just really loved the authenticity that came with it. It felt like it was just a friend just sitting there talking to you and sharing about their life. And that's what a lot of people kind of connected with. And I got sucked into, obviously, the like a super authentic nature of it, and was more in the cinema part. And I was like, oh, it's got to be this cool, epic thing. And I just never could do it like that. There's just so much involved. But anyway, all that to say, I have a nicer camera that I usually would take to do like vlogging stuff. And back when I was a teenager, I had a cool little digital camera, just like this, little point and shoot. So it doesn't have any removable lenses. It's pretty small. It was still pretty bulky, but you can fit it in your pocket. They don't take the best photos, but they're still fun to use. And those have come back in style quite a lot recently, of just this interesting kind of low-tech option. And if I were to do any more traveling again, I would love to have a little camera like that, because when I went to Japan towards the beginning of the year, I brought my nice camera, removable lenses, and it's a little bit of an expensive camera. It's like a nice Sony. And the problem, oh gross. The problem with that was that I felt like I really needed to be careful with it the whole time, and it was quite bulky, and it was tough to, like, I had to carry around a fanny pack with me. Oh, I already used it up. This thing's cool, but you know, it's a little time consuming. Yeah, I had a fanny pack for travel specifically to hold the camera, so that I didn't have to walk around with a big old backpack everywhere I went to hold my camera equipment. And I really wish I had just had a small kind of fun camera just to take some interesting photos. What's that noise? Do you want me to press the button? Flash time! Oh, let's go! Cool. Oh, I need the lens to... Oh! I accidentally take a photo with the camera. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's bring it out. Yeah! Cool. Cool. Alright, let's get these going. But yeah, it was just very cumbersome to have this nicer camera. Obviously, it took great photos, and I will say, the iPhones and a lot of cell phones take some great photos. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see it, the main camera has a hairline crack right down the center here, and it's been like that for a little over a year. This is the 13. Still haven't upgraded for a while because it lasts pretty well. I'm considering getting one of the new phones right now just because this battery dies out in like 5 hours of use, so I constantly have to plug it in. That's no good. I walked around Japan with a back battery attachment the entire time I was there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to translate anything. I wouldn't have been able to navigate, and I would have died. But the photos came out okay. The 13 Pro cameras nowadays are not that great. But anyway, all this goes back to... Oh, that's cute. Little smiley. Goes back to this old camera that I used to have, this little digital camera. It would have been great to take that out on this travel trip to Japan, just to take some cool digicam photos. And I have no idea where it is. It might be at my parents' house. It might have been donated, given away. I don't even know what brand it was or anything. Like, I feel like it was like one of those inexpensive Sony cameras. But that's what I made. Literally, my first YouTube video ever was with that camera. Which, I don't know if that video is public on this channel. It might be. It's the one where I was playing... I think I was playing banjo, or I was doing a cover of a Blue Oyster Cult song. I was not good at the time. But yeah, it was... I wish I still had that camera. And I was like tearing apart some of my little storage space here in my apartment. Oh, there's some on the D-pad. D-pad has got some dirt in there. Yeah, I was tearing apart my apartment a little bit, trying to find it recently. And I was like, it's not here. It's not here. This is sad. I hope it's still sitting around somewhere. I feel like I wouldn't have gotten rid of it. My parents could have. That's for sure. Like if it was left over in some little childhood box of like, don't really use this anymore. They may have done like a garage sale or something. I do not know though. Okay, just to be extra safe, let's go ahead and use this here. Oh, okay, that is actually helping quite a lot. Oh, I see some spots right there. 99.3 is pretty good. Oh, see a little spot down here. Yeah, get all those bubbles in there. Wait, that didn't do a single thing? That's crazy. Picture time. Say cheese. Flashbang. All right. I think for these later items, I really do need to hold tab to. Oh, wait. Oh, in there? Okay. Yeah, there it goes. And then up here. Oh, yeah. Okay. 99.9? Oh, it's so deep in there. I thought I was able to get it earlier with this thing. How am I supposed to angle this right to get this? I don't know if I understand how I'm supposed to get that. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Right there? Where else is there? Oh my gosh, over here? There we go. Perfect. Oh, nice. Adora, did you finish your homework? Shh, she fell asleep after playing with the camera again. She really does love it. She's interested in so many things, like music and writing. Guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh? I only hope that she doesn't become like me. You still have regrets about back then? You know, I thought you were so beautifully radiant. It's all in the past now. I was naive and foolishly chasing what was only a dream. Now I'm awake and live in reality. Let's not talk about this anymore, all right? All right. Interesting. A now discontinued digital camera. It is decorated with stickers that I had stuck on it as a child. Cool. The camera contained a recording that I had never seen before. Had I pressed the record button while I was asleep? The slanted video captured a long conversation between Mom and Dad. Found it difficult to understand. The mom I knew had always seemed so ordinary. Suddenly, I realized that perhaps the words I had so aggressively thrown at her that day meant more than I had thought. That moment kept playing over and over in my mind. How silently she stood before my anger. How silently she had left the room, followed only by the sound of the door closing. Chapter 2 complete. Dang. Moving into chapter 3, what she dreamed of. Okay, so we're going to learn about our mom's dream. Very interesting. Goes back to the writing, the fountain pen. Okay, where that dream now resides. Let's clean the item. But yeah, I want to try to get a digital camera now, but since they're kind of coming back into the zeitgeist, as it were, they're really expensive, even though they're really cheap cameras, so it's kind of a bummer. Anyway, only Mom's room was left. Holding the old doorknob, I felt as if I were able to meet Mom herself after all this time. Her room was filled with boxes, all neatly labeled and sorted by purpose. Somehow, it seemed like she knew she wouldn't be coming back. One box in particular caught my attention. Things I couldn't throw away. This box contained many trophies that I had never seen before. She wanted to be a writer. Okay. Where did she get all of these from? I really don't know anything about Mom. Quite interesting. Oh, we got the cloth now. Let's go. All right. Well, let's get to dusting. Oh. There's something inside of it? Oh yeah, it's like a crystal. That's kind of fun. This looks exactly like the symbol I saw on the teacup. Oh yeah, Lily N. That's our mom. Was she a prolific writer back in the day? And we just didn't know? Did she give up her dreams to support her child? Or did she give up her dreams for something else? She said that reality hit her. I wonder what that means. The sponge is very convenient to use. Gets a nice, easy dusting of everything so easily, so quickly. But then at the same time, I feel like it really screws me over, because then you just can't. You don't know where you haven't gone with things like the toothbrush. All right, you know what? I'm going to immediately take this thing and kind of go in the crevice here. All right. Awesome. Oh, I guess the noise is this thing. This thing I'm holding. Ah, okay. I guess it makes sense now. This thing kind of sucks. This thing stinks, dude. I'm using the toothbrush. My favorite friend, Mr. Toothbrush. Mr. Toothbrush doesn't have a timer. Mr. Toothbrush always works. All right. Get this nice and cleaned up. Nice and cleaned up. Oh. Oh, here's a teeny tiny little fly. Just landed on my screen. Just flew away. I don't know where these bugs come from. I keep a very clean apartment. But I guess I do leave... I mean, I have screens on all my windows. But I keep my windows open pretty regularly for natural airflow in the house. So that's probably it. That's probably what it is. Bugs just randomly get through. It's also an old apartment. It's very old. It's built in like the 60s, I think. So there's plenty of gaps and other things that little buggies can get through. Okay. Well, let's start with this. Get the cloth. Get this nice and wiped off. So I'm curious to know what happened to our mom. Why she isn't in our life right now. Did she also pass away? Is she just not in our life anymore? Is this story gonna lead to us reconciling with our mother? Or is it too late? Who knows? Who knows? Oh boy, it is very satisfying when the glass and crystal stuff gets all cleaned up. It looks very good. Okay, get at the top of you. Okay, maybe I do need a toothbrush for this. Yeah, okay. Gotta get that gunk. Then we get you. Oh. Yeah. Okay, there's still a few more little pieces there I can see. Okay, right there. Oh, no, that needs a toothbrush. Oh, right here, too. 99.75. 99.8. Oh, my gosh. Oh, right there. Dang. Where else could it be? I'm looking at the glass right now. Do you see anything on the glass? I don't think I see anything on the glass. At least not anymore. Okay, I'm looking at this part now. Like inside the pen's nib. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, well, we just cleaned it and it did nothing. Still 99.8. I see a little bit here on the side. Well, let's go. Okay, didn't have to use any hints for that. PWG, Professional Writers Guild. Dad, what's that? A trophy? Yep, I got this for winning first place in a math competition. Cool, huh? Wow, does Mom know? Well, there's no way you wouldn't show her something this cool. Of course she knows. I bragged about it all the time. But then she'd look at me with that sullen look and bring the box. The box? Adora, how about a snack? We have cheesecake. Oh, I love cheesecake. Dad, don't change the subject. Trophy I had never seen. Writing competition. First place, Lily Mayer. Has the same symbol as the teacup. Interesting. So this was the box that Dad had mentioned. I took out a few trophies and read their plates. School writing competition, winner. Youth short story competition, excellence award. Novel contest, first place. All for Lily Mayer. These accolades demonstrated how much she had achieved, and they were proof of the dream Mom once had. She was talented enough to win all these awards. Why didn't she pursue writing as a career? Why did she stop me from chasing my dreams so badly? One after another, thoughts endlessly flowed through my mind. I wonder why. Wonder if maybe her parents had something to do with it? It's kind of perpetuating the cycle. Our last moment. Ooh, a little typewriter. I love typewriters. This game was like designed for me. Things were never the same after Mom threw away my cassette tape. I couldn't pretend that nothing had happened. This animosity persisted after high school, as I left home to study music at a distant university. I told myself I wouldn't call her until I had succeeded. Back then, I believed that once I graduated university, success would easily find its way to me. However, just as Mom had warned, the world was much colder than I had thought. Words and words of praise became more and more meaningless. The further I drifted from success, the more I avoided calling Mom. I could already hear what she'd say. That's why I told you to stop. I told you it'd be a waste of time. I wasn't ready to hear those words to my face. Even after I had to change my phone number, I couldn't bring myself to call her. After some time, I received an unexpected call from my aunt. Mom had passed away. Oh, that's really sad. Oh, that's really sad. I thought I'd be able to call her anytime I wanted, but I didn't have the courage to. That would mean I'd have to admit that she was right all along. Oh, dang, that's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Life is a very fragile thing, and like she wants to press the typewriter key 5 times. Nice. Yeah, life can be very fragile. It can be very, very short. You never know when you can have the opportunity to speak to somebody that you love. All right, well, let's get this little typewriter cleaned up. This typewriter kind of sucks though. This doesn't have the proficient amount of keys to type anything. Okay, this one I feel like definitely needs little guy over here. So I wonder if the inner rubber tube here is going to move when we type the keys that we have to clean. If you've seen any of my live streams, typically every Monday, you know, I did I made my own intro screen, starting soon screen with my typewriter that I hold very dearly to myself. Made that 8-9 years ago. Crazy. It was before I really was doing YouTube. It was originally for my Twitch. I was doing like gaming on Twitch. But I love typewriters. I've got a couple. No, I've got a few. More than a couple. I've got a few. And usually just from like little thrift stores over the years that I've kind of found some stuff. Used to love going thrift shopping all the time. I still do, but it is not the same today as it used to be when I used to be like really into it. With the kind of proliferation of resale culture, thrift stores have become a nightmare. To be frank, I used to go to thrift stores because it was economical and I could find some decent quality goods, a lot of clothes, sometimes furniture, especially like when I first moved into this apartment. Went to a lot of antique or thrift stores or just like random places. Even Facebook Marketplace free, Craigslist section, to find some really great little goodies. And now it's really tough in a lot of stores, especially like, gosh, I haven't been to like a Goodwill or somewhere like that in a long time. It's more, I usually just go to like one-off places, but like places like Goodwill and stuff like that, they have their own like online shops now, and they sell stuff for way too much money. They are charging way too much money for secondhand goods. And the market for everything is just insane. So it's really unfortunate, because you used to be able to, quite literally, be thrifty and get some fun little goodies for yourself here and there. But not anymore. At least, not as easily. Aha, hints unlocked. So I'm still confused about the hint system. Is the hint system literally the holding tab button? Or is it something else? Okay, I think that's as much as I can do with the sponge. I think this is going to see a lot of use for this thingy. So let's get a good old thing like that. Let it recharge. Excuse me. In the meantime, I can get this going. Get this rolling. Oh gosh, you got to angle it so perfectly, even with the air blower. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare little product. Okay. We might have to use the hints a little bit more judiciously on this one. But yeah, with with the story of the mom in this game, I don't know, we've already kind of spoken on it a little bit, but creativity's tough, especially as you get older, and having these very lofty kind of dreams and ideas for yourself and for what you'd like to happen. And it's very true, once you are out of a school system, outside of high school, out of college, whatever it is, the secondary school, whatever you've kind of grown up within, accolades really don't mean much to anybody. And I feel like yes, there's some amazing things that come with like these great cool accolades. Like sure, there's some what is it, like collegiate, this is stuff I never did, because I didn't care personally. But like graduating with honors from school, like sure, if you're trying to get into a very specific field of, frankly, I don't know, maybe it's helpful, whatever, I really could care less, but and I learned this very early on in my life, and I realized most jobs really couldn't give two craps what you did in school. They just want to make sure that you went to school. And that's really all that matters to most employers. A college degree essentially is proof to anybody else that you can, for lack of better words, follow through with something, follow orders, be a part of a unit, part of a system, and can thrive within an environment that has schedules and deadlines and important factors that you need to be on top of. And I think that's why so many people, when they finish college, they kind of feel very lost in life, because suddenly they don't have structure, they don't have all these things, unless of course you just jump straight into like a very structured job, like maybe a corporate environment or something. But for people who are not necessarily so inclined for stuff like that, it can be really tough. I personally did go to college. First I didn't go to college. And then no, that's a lie. I know I've talked about this before, but I went to community college right out of high school for a singular semester. And then I decided, you know what? I don't want to do this right now after spending my entire life in school. And I was like, I would like to go do something else. So I moved to Nashville, started playing music out there, had a lot of fun, just kind of exploring my creative side doing that. And while I was out in Nashville, I kind of realized, I was like, man, I really don't want to start from zero anytime I start a new job. Because at the time I started work when I was like 14 and a half. And any job I'd worked at, I always started as a base level employee who made minimum wage. And at pretty much every job I worked at, I worked my way into either some kind of a lead or management position, because I cared about what I did at work. And obviously that was very apparent to my bosses and any higher ups, and they always enjoyed what I did. But I hated the fact that anytime I started a new job, I kind of had to start from scratch. And I was feeling very lost when I was in Nashville. I didn't have any structure while I was out there. I didn't have a job when I was out there either, which didn't help. And oh gosh, the backside. Oh, there's so many weird spots. Okay, well, let's get this as much as we can. So yeah, I decided, I was like, you know what? Let's go back. Let's move back home. And let me get my bachelor's degree. And it was kind of a combination of a bunch of, the bottom of the lever. It's a combination of a bunch of different things, because I don't like the traditional school system. I don't like how it puts people in major debt. And again, I feel like it's not incredibly important. Again, for me. And again, there's so many different schooling that is absolutely needed for very specific fields. But there was at the time I was really into TED Talks. And I know I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I was really into TED Talks, and I remember I was watching a TED Talk while I was sitting in my little room that I was renting in Nashville. What is left? Oh my gosh. There we go. Cool. But yeah, I was in my room watching a TED Talk, and it was about this guy who started a university that was fully accredited, but fully online, and it was a non-for-profit. And I was like, that sounds incredible. So I applied, got accepted, and went through a full 4-year degree in 3.5 years, while also working full-time at a music store. And it was brutal, it was tough, but I got it done, and I thought that was a really cool accomplishment for myself. And then I got an office job pretty much immediately afterwards. I hated being in an office, and then started doing YouTube, baby. It's very interesting. Very interesting trajectory of life. But anyway, to the story. Mom, are you leaving? If I don't go now, I'll be late for my flight. You have a lot of luggage. I'll drive you to the airport. It's fine. I know you're busy. I'll be going now. Adora. Typewriter that looks like a prop from the black and white film. Seems that Mom typed her stories on it. Oh, that's really sad if that's the last moments that they had together. Come to think of it, that was the last conversation we ever had. Oh no. I had left without looking back, determined to return only when I had succeeded. Wanted to prove Mom wrong. But that door I shut so firmly never opened again. I opened the small drawer at the bottom of the typewriter. Inside were sheets of paper and an attic key. Most of the papers were stories that Mom had written. The rest seemed to be contracts. Among the papers were a few letters that began with the salutation, "Dear Miss Lily Mayer." Picked up a letter that was filled with writing. "Dear Miss Lily Mayer, it's been some time since I last penned a letter to you. I recall in your previous letters that you have been a fan of mine for some time now. Wanted to let you know that I read the story you sent this time as well. Please understand that I say this for your sake. I have read your works for a long time now, and they lack any aspect of exceptionality. Certainly you can make a livelihood out of your writing, but I doubt that standard alone would be satisfactory for you. I understand your desire to be a writer. However, discretion is sometimes the better part of valor. I believe that your time would be better spent in another field of work. I truly apologize for conveying these words much too late. Sincerely, Lewis." Oh, so she was writing to her favorite author, and the author is the one who told her you're unexceptional? That's brutal, dude. That's brutal. Okay. Dang. That's very brutal. We only have 2 more? Yeah, just 2 more. Words left unsaid. Let's clean the item. I don't know if it's Lewis or Lois. We'll say Lois. Lois was the name of Mom's favorite writer. The writer she admired. The one who might have even inspired her to pursue writing. I couldn't begin to imagine how I'd feel if someone I respected told me to give up. I imagined Mom opening the letter, hoping to find praise or encouragement. But the further she read, the greater the despair on her face. That's really sad. That is really quite disheartening. If a composer I admired had said that same to me, I wouldn't have been able to take it either. Yeah, that's really tough. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, there it goes. Like it doesn't spring back. Beep. Boop. Bop. That's the other thing about aspiring to be creative and trying to do something. You have to have such thick skin, and you need to let things roll off of you. And that's really hard sometimes. It's really, really hard. Because you want what you create to be respected, to be enjoyed, to be loved, whatever emotion you're trying to evoke with your creativity, you want it to be received how you want it to be received. Simple as that. And that's something else, like even for someone who's doing something like what I do on YouTube, trying to be a content creator, trying to be a YouTuber, trying to be an artist, trying to be a musician, whatever it might be, you're always going to be criticized by one person or another. It could be your family. It could be some random commenter on the internet who's like, yo, this guy Jacob sucks. Or someone who's just like, yo, this guy is so annoying, I can't stand him, which you'll get stuff like that. And it's really tough sometimes. And sometimes it's hard to not let that kind of affect you when you're creating. But you really do. You have to be able to know your own worth. You have to be able to roll with the punches, as they say. And I mean, frankly, not everybody who creates something is always going to create something that is well received. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't improve, or you can or cannot improve. And I know for myself, when I was much younger and much more naive, I thought that I was a little bit better at music than I was. And I didn't want to hear it if someone gave me any criticism of my music. And I can since look back and be like, oh yeah, I wasn't that great. I mean, even now I know there's always places for me to improve on anything really that I'm working on. And on the flip side, you also need to be very careful of the praise that's given. That's something that is easy to just soak in. So you kind of can't listen to either side, and you really just kind of have to be very, very apart from yourself and really try to look at what you're doing subjectively. And that's really tough too. That's really a really tricky thing, because I find myself being a lot of times a people pleaser, just kind of how I am. I want people to feel good, feel welcomed, whatever it might be. And sometimes that's at the detriment of something that I'm doing or creating. But like if you're on the internet or in a public facing thing where you're trying to make things and all you're doing is receiving positivity, then how would you ever expect yourself to find places to grow or to improve? It's tough. It's a tough little thing to kind of look at. Oh gosh, do I have to? Oh, okay, I guess we'll do it like that, huh? Oh, no. Oops, I meant to do it from all the way over here. Oh, this is bad. This is not gonna work out well. I can already tell. Oh, that is the hints. The tab is the hints. Okay. Well, there's the confirmation. Interesting. All right. I'm sure that's gonna really mess me up to try to get this done, is that little section there. Bum 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 ba-dum. But yeah, that's for the mom of this game. That's got to be so hard. Someone you admire so much, sharing your work with them, and them just coming back and being like, yeah, not that great. One of the worst, I gotta say, one of the worst things as, I want to use the word as an artist, but I don't know if I can technically give that title to myself. I feel like I don't deserve that title. But I'll just say it just for brevity. As an artist, I think the thing that people hate the most is unsolicited advice. Unsolicited advice can sometimes be the worst thing. One time I had a show, again, this was when I was much younger and was not very good at music. So like, I knew I still needed to improve a little bit. But I had this little show at a House of Blues in Hollywood when it still existed. It wasn't the main stage, but it was like one of their smaller rooms. And it was one of those really scummy, like, ticket sale things where like, oh, I think it was like 30 tickets to sell at $10, and whatever you can't sell, you owe us the rest. That's how a lot of venues work out here, which is really, really shady. That's a whole different story. But anyway, I did that. I didn't sell a lot of tickets because I didn't have a lot of people to invite. But I had some wonderful people come out and support me. But it was really just like an opportunity to start sharing some of my own original music for the first time. And it's like a little 20, 30-minute set. It was literally just like an acoustic, me and a guitar on a tiny little stage in like the restaurant side of this establishment. Again, not a serious show whatsoever. But afterwards, I had this older woman come up to me, and basically, she just was like, yeah, I just want to let you know, like you really should improve on this, and like she was just giving me criticism. Mind you, I was probably like 19, years old, maybe? I was very young. I'm just sitting here letting this lady just basically go on about what I should be doing better. Like, she didn't even say one single good thing to me. And I was like, what is happening right now? Like, this is unsolicited advice right here. This is the unsolicited advice that I do not want, did not ask for. Like, just go sit down. Go sit back down. You're talking to a child right now about their original music that they just wanted to play for people. It's not that serious. But that kind of bugged me at first. I remember it now, just in a very funny manner. Okay, I was wondering, I thought you could flip that over. I remember it now in a very kind of funny manner. Looking back at it, it's like a funny story to tell, but at the time I was like, gosh, that was so annoying having to listen to her tell me all these things. And frankly, she was probably right, but I really didn't want to listen to it at the time. And yeah, unsolicited advice is not great. Sometimes it can be okay. Like, if someone's respectful about it too, like, sure, go for it. But, or like if you know them, maybe? I don't know. Sometimes you don't want advice from people that you know. Or feedback on something that you're vulnerable with. I don't know. It's different for every person, I guess. Okay, I'm assuming the last 0.5 is going to be inside here, so I am... Oh, wow. Okay. Let's get under here. Let's get over here. Oh, gosh, where is it? Oh, it's in a weird little spot. Really? Okay. Sometimes the angles of these things are not that spectacular. One thing I do remember, though, sometimes with when you get some harsh feedback, sometimes you kind of use it as fuel too. In high school, I remember I think it was our English teacher gave us some crazy statistic. Be like, out of statistically, no one in this class will ever become famous, and he really meant that, like, in terms of, oh, please come back. Please. Okay. Here we go. Like, he really meant what he said with that. Like, he wasn't just, like, trying to give a statistic, but he's like, yeah, I don't think any of you are going to become famous athletes, famous musicians, blah, 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 blah. And at the time, in my head, being a high schooler, was like, oh, I'm going to prove him wrong. But I mean, statistically, he is absolutely right. But that doesn't mean you can't use that to your own psychological advantage sometimes. So even her mom's, it's gotta be on the top. Oh my gosh, one little spot. Even her mom's, the character's mom's favorite author being like, oh, you're unexceptional. I would use that as fuel to be like, oh, I'm gonna prove them wrong. There we go. Words left unsaid. Call recorded on February 19th. I think I'll be admitted to the hospital soon. Could you help me tidy up the house? Please. I don't have anyone else I can ask to do this. Lily, don't say that. I still have the spare key, so I'll go by when I have the time. Thank you. Before you come, I'll put away things like the trophies. It's strange, isn't it? Back then, I was so desperate to forget everything. But when I was cleaning the house and saw my typewriter and all those trophies, I remembered the days when I wrote so happily. Why do we only realize how precious something is after we lose it? Writing and Adora. Lily, have you called Adora? I tried calling her 2 days ago, but she didn't answer. Maybe she changed her number. I left a voicemail, but I'm not sure if she heard it. If I were brave enough to call her sooner, would we still be in touch right now? Back then, I thought the best thing to do was give her time. A landline phone. By calling a specific date, you can hear recordings from that day. The call was between my mom and my aunt. From her voice and coughing, I could hear how difficult it was for Mom to talk. After I left home, my pride and drive to prove myself held me back from contacting Mom. All this time, I never once thought about how Mom must have felt. I didn't think that she would regret what she had done, nor did I know that she had called me. If I had just called her when I changed my number. Chapter 3 complete. Chapter 4. Nevertheless. The last piece, the attic key. Let's clean the item. Okay. A letter from the past. As I looked at the old attic key that I found in Mom's typewriter, it reminded me of the excuse that brought me back home, finding my aunt's necklace. Maybe she knew everything and sent me here on purpose. I held the rusted key in my hand. It felt cold and hard, but somehow also warm. As I cleaned the key, Mom and Auntie's conversation continued. All right. We're in the attic. Okay. For Mom. I felt like I was looking at myself. When Adora said that someone had called her talented, she was just like my young naive self. It was too painful to see her talking with those bright eyes, full of hope. At that moment, I wasn't looking at Adora, but rather the child I used to be. Dang. Oh. That is sad. Oh my gosh, we have my favorite tool, the toothbrush. All right. Let's get this all cleaned up. The thing is, too, with quote-unquote talent, I really do believe that talent isn't something that people are necessarily born with. You really do just... You do need to practice. You do need to continue to work on yourself and your craft. And yes, there's going to be some very few exceptions, and those are going to be very few. But most people that have made it at some point in their lives or in their careers, or maybe an artist, a musician that you've seen that just kind of came out of nowhere, most of those people have been practicing their craft for years and years and years before they were ever discovered or anything else. And for like the case with like Adora's mom, like you shouldn't give up on something that you love to do if somebody tells you that you're not good enough. Either you continue to do that thing for yourself because you love it, or it's something that you can continue to improve upon. Like if you take that feedback, like actually, like really consider that feedback that someone gives you of being like, hey, like, I don't know if you're good at this. Hopefully you would be talking to somebody and have a correspondence with someone who is respectful, and instead of just kind of taking a crap on you, they instead be like, hey, I like what you're doing, but here's what you need to work on. Like for a writer, like, but hey, maybe your composition isn't great. Maybe you need better organization of your story. Maybe your structuring is off. That's something to work on, to improve upon. And not everybody who is a creative and wants to make things needs to monetize it. It can be just for you, just for yourself. And I know that's the dream of every person for the most part, is to... Oh, I see some dirt. Is that gonna be the last of it? Almost. Is to become like just this big rock star who has all this fame or notoriety, but it doesn't have to be like that. The things that you enjoy, the things that you love, like Adora's dad, kind of in this game. He works his normal job, but he still has these passions that he loves, and he works to be able to do these things too. That's incredibly noble thing as well. And that's kind of what I was doing when I was starting YouTube. Like, I had a full-time job, and I was doing it because I just love to create in any capacity. And like, this is just something that is so fun for me to be able to do something like this. And it's why I still go out and play music all the time. Even though I'm not promoting any music, or at least not right now. I always get people constantly like at these open mics being like, Jacob, you should, do you have an album? Like, why don't you have an album? Why don't you use your social media for your music? I'm like, because right now it's just for me. Right now, this is doing exactly what I wanted to do. All right. The attic key that I found inside the typewriter. What will I find in the attic? Well, I guess we're all about to find out. Is it going to be letters to us from our mom? The recording ended with a violent cough from Mom. I was left stunned, my heart painfully heavy. After some time, I collected myself and headed to the attic with key in tow. The attic had always been Mom's private space. When I snuck in as a child, it looked more like a storage room than somewhere fun. So I often wondered why Mom liked using it. Oh, she kept the recording. As if to answer that question from my childhood, I found an old desk and chair in one corner of the room. On the desk laid a necklace and a dusty journal with an all too familiar name. If I never came back to this house and cleaned it, if I had left those mementos undisturbed beneath the dust, I would have never learned about Mom's true feelings. I had a feeling that this diary had been waiting here all this time, just for me. I carefully brushed away the thick dust and opened it. That day, when Adora handed me her tape with such excitement on her face, I could see the hope in her eyes. That innocent face, certain she could realize her dream. I knew that face well. I was afraid that she would curse her wasted years and regret everything. I need to stop this now. For her sake, I chose to be harsh. I believed that her hating me was the lesser of two evils. When I started to tidy up Adora's belongings, I was able to see the remnants of her dreams in my hands. Through them, I could feel her sorrows and joys. That was when I looked back on my past. My younger self, who I had thought naive and foolish, was shining as brilliantly as those traces of Adora. I've wanted to tell her my true feelings, but I can't reach her anymore. All I can do is wait. I hope you return one day so I can tell you this. Adora, it was thanks to you that I was able to face myself again. Even though I was ashamed of my past, I was happy to see a part of myself in you. I had hurt you so gravely, yet you brought me comfort. That's all she wanted out of the music, is to bring comfort. I should have said this to you sooner. No matter what path you choose to walk, no matter how you live your life, I will always love and support you. No. Mom's diary ended there. After closing it, I noticed a letter laying on a corner of the desk. There was also something I thought I'd never see again. The cassette tape that I recorded my first song on. I put the tape into the cassette player and opened the envelope. The letter inside contained lyrics which seemed to accompany my song. Oh. I slowly recited Mom's lyrics. My novice melody and her poetic verses complemented each other well, as if they had always been together from the very start. Oh. What would you do to see those lost birds once again? Looking above, your eyes danced with the dawning sky, gleaming with hope. They were clear as crystal. Was it me who dusted everything? Bright in my dream, you're singing to the moon and stars, even lighting up my room behind you. I'm assuming these are the lyrics. No. Very touching. Very sad. And there we go. Undusted. Letters from the past. Oh. Dang. Dang. What an emotional little journey this has been. Very good. Pencil? Huh. Oh, this is cute. Original soundtrack and ending song. I hope this makes an appearance in the song. Turn on. Oh, get them all going. Get them all going. I didn't know I could interact with everything. Record it. No. Oh. So cute. It's a little teacup. I'm not sure I understood the had the same thing, the weird little pen tip nib symbol as the trophy. Was the cup like a trophy or something? I'm not sure if I understood that aspect. 911! This game's making me cry! Bring. Dear Adora, I'm dead now. Please, I love you. Love, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Pocket wedge. I love how much interactivity there was with everything in this game. It's very cool. Shining star. Very cool. So, say cheese, everyone! Cheese! Oh, what? Cheese! Oh, man! Oh, I wanted to flash everybody. Curses. Oh, there it is. The final little key and a note. Thank you for playing Undusted. Letters from the past. Ah, thank you, Undusted Letters from the Past, for making a great little game. Oh, how sweet. Spirit of the mom. There, right beside her. Letters from the Past, complete the story. That was great. I'm glad I played this game. Quite touching, quite a beautiful little game. Very fun to go through and clean all these little objects. Each one was so fun to kind of find their little intricacies. Again, being able to play around with everything was great. The story was very basic, but impactful in kind of this little kind of messaging that was being brought up, and having us kind of learn with Adora what was going on with her mother, and this kind of pain point between the two, this animosity. She truly just wanted to protect her own child from the harsh realities of life as you grow older, and she just more so was scared of what happened to her happening to her daughter, having these lovely little dreams and them being crushed truly by outside factors. And it's tough. It's really tough, and super sad that they never got a chance to really reconcile until obviously after she had already passed and found these letters. But it's nice that she got this reconciliation, kind of going through all the memories and going through these letters from the past. But that was great. I really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me for this little journey. Up next, I'm trying to think. As of recording this, I still have not even purchased Little Nightmares 3. I also forgot the little point and click games. Matsuos, I forget how to pronounce his name. I forget what the name is as well. Daymare Town? The full game drop? I think it's that one. Same person who made that one, if it's not the same title. Yeah, that full game is out. I still need to play that. Again, I know a lot of people want me to play Silent Hill F. Let me know. If you're coming to this video, let me know which one of those. Would you prefer Little Nightmares 3, Silent Hill, or Daymare Town? Like, what is your... obviously, I'm going to get to them all, I hope. Honestly, I'm probably going to do Little Nightmares 3 first, because it is October. We gotta keep going with the scary games. But, yeah, I mean, I really like to see how many people actually want to see me play one of these games over the other, or if there's something else completely that I've missed. I'm sure there is. There's a lot of games that have been coming out very quickly here at the end of September into October, and I'm sure going into November. Everything got weird with Silk Song coming out. But anyway, we'll keep it at that. So, if you enjoyed this series, enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Love to hear those thoughts and feelings from you all. If you're not already subscribed, consider doing so, and hit that bell notification that we know exactly when I'm uploading any new videos. And if you'd like to see any more content from me, welcome to follow me on any of my other socials, always listed in the description down below. But of course, that all being said, you all are awesome. You all are amazing. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next video. Later. Little figurines. Little wizards. Don't you put your hand in that hole. Don't. Ooh, do I put my hand in the hole? I'm putting my hand in the hole.